You could call this next report the one-call millionaire. It's all about how a man in Richmond has become rich because of just one telephone call 6 years ago. He's a manufacturer now, supplies specialized parts for vacuum cleaning systems to the whole continent. But as Jim reports, until that critical call, he was just a very good salesman.
You want to make $1 million? How about making $1 million a year?
Here's how Ted Hayden's making his million. In British Columbia, despite the temptation to move elsewhere.
I have a company for sale. It's manufacturing built-in vacuum cleaners.
And he has a company that isn't for sale, manufacturing parts for built-in vacuum cleaners.
Find yourself 100 dealers across Canada who sell 10 a month, and you'll make yourself $1,200,000 a year.
A classic salesman, man of a dozen closes. He's been selling vacuum systems since the early 70s. Here in the back, using parts they've imported from California, they assemble some of the built-in vacuums they sell. This is a good little business. The big business is behind the door with the HM on it, or was. Let's go over Ted Hayden's work. Modern Day is the shop that assembles and sells built-in vacuum systems. HM is for Hayden Manufacturing, his more recent company. He wants to lose Modern Day, sell it, because Hayden Manufacturing is expanding and has moved to new quarters. It is because of circumstances at Modern Day that Hayden is leaving this small firm. He was on the phone to a big parts maker ordering fittings for his vacuum systems. The big supplier was trying to get him to buy through a distributor at higher prices. That was 6 years ago, but he still remembers the moment.
He said, "Tell you the truth, young man." He said, "I'd rather not deal with you." I said, "Good. Remember the name Hayden Manufacturing. In 3 to 6 months, you'll be sorry you ever heard of it."
So you made the decision?
On the phone. Rather not deal with me? Fine.
So here we are, 6 years after that phone call, at Hayden's new factory. You're looking at $3 million worth of equipment, which he says will turn out vacuum system parts faster and cheaper than anyone else, anywhere. Hayden designed the products and the plant's operation. Pieces come off 5 big machines 24 hours a day. And from this warehouse, they may ship 500,000 sets of vacuum fittings this year.
Machinery that we have here now, to give you an example, it used to take us between 4 and 6 hours to change a mold. With the equipment that we have here, with an experienced man, we can actually change the mold in 2-minute period.
So this business booms. 38 people have jobs here. If there is to be further expansion and more jobs, and there almost surely will be, the expansion will go elsewhere, where Hayden feels incentives to manufacture are better. Let me explain this business a bit. The vacuum cleaner canister in any built-in is hung out of the way in a separate room, garage or basement maybe. It's hooked to pipes that lead to the rest of the home. The hose you clean the carpet with connects to this piping. Hayden makes the pipe fittings, the red parts, elbows, connectors, the ends of the pipe you plug the hose into. Beam has been the only significant built-in company on the continent. It was Beam that stopped selling fittings to Hayden. Built-ins now account for 20% of vacuum sales in Canada, but only 3% in the States. But now the vacuum giants Hoover, Eureka, Electrolux are coming out with built-ins too. That 3% market share is expected to become 15% in the United States. Hayden's sales have risen from just over $100,000 5 years ago to $4 or $5 million this year. He's getting rich selling his fittings to Beam's competitors. Here's a Hayden innovation, a standard hose plug, inlet valve they call it, but with an electrical plug here at the top. When I got my built-in vacuum cleaner, it was just astounding. You plug the vacuum cleaner in the wall, and then you still have to look around the wall to find somewhere to plug in the power for the beater bar. And now you fixed this.
I have fixed it. From now on, the electrical plug for the electricity will be located right here.
Okay.
Now, you no longer need the 6-foot cord.
You would take this 6-foot cord and replace it with a little, pull this up and put in a 4-inch cord that would just plug right in?
Absolutely.
The photo album. At home in Alberta, he's the one in the middle. His mechanical ability comes from living on the farm, he figures. School was never his long suit. He dropped out. But he could sell, especially after his dare-to-be-great experience.
His attitude. I one time said to my son, who's now 24 years of age,
A reception at the Hayden home. As usual, everyone's afraid to sit on the white couch.
When I said that speech tonight, I wasn't kidding. Yeah? I wasn't kidding.
Would you like another slice?
Yeah, why not?
It's a spread for old friends with the opening of the new plant. Mom Hayden has come down from Kelowna, that's Dorothy Hayden, and Dad's in the kitchen giving the kids lessons and being a hand. Let's get back to business and how he finds it difficult to build his business in BC.
Our estimated volume in the United States over the next 5-year period is almost 10 times what it is today. So we know we need other plants.
You got help from the BC government, and yet you find it hard to stay in BC.
The thing is, they give you things to go to their provinces. I know other firms who have gone to Alberta because they did not have to pay 7% sales tax on equipment that creates jobs.
Here's another thing. He buys the raw plastic in the east, ships it west, then has to ship the finished product back east again.
It is our intention, however, to open a plant in eastern Canada, but not to close down the one we have in Vancouver.
The new plant will be a little while. He can do triple the business in this plant first. He's also quite proud of the fact his entire sales force is one person, himself.
If you don't like this product after 6 months, I'll make sure you get a complete refund and everything.
And why his own name in the door? It's the only name that came to mind during that phone call 6 years ago.
Any reason I can't pull in your house this evening? Oh, tomorrow will be better. Give us a call.